MedSoup seekers meeting with PMV owners called off. Second mass burial of unclaimed bodies. 14 days for visa processing for Australians to be done in Port Moresby. Good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Godwin Eki. Thank you for joining us. The announced meeting with public motor vehicle owners by NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Chief Inspector Silva Sika today at the Unagi Oval in the nation's capital was called off due to non-attendance of PMV owners. MedSoup Sika, including all police station commanders in all 9 commands of the city, all came together for this meeting. Present also was the CEO of Road Traffic Authority, Nelson Terma, Managing Director of Pacific Corporate Security, Jacob Kaupa, and President of PMV Buses Association, Jack Wasso.
The scheduled meeting was scheduled to begin at midday today, however, was called off by the city's police boss. At around 1 p.m., commanding officers and all police station commands in all suburbs were present at the Unagi Oval. After several calls by police using loud-hailers and speakers to alert PMV operators of the meet, the request was somewhat ignored by the majority. Only a few PMV operators and their owners and taxi drivers turned up, however, were signaled to wait for the others. At 3 p.m. this afternoon, MedSoup Sika called off the meeting and advised that another call will be issued to all PMV bus owners and operators for next week Sunday, same time at the same venue. When speaking to the media, MedSoup Sika said attitudes and behaviors is a grave concern for the police in the city, and this meet was to seriously and frankly address all these issues.
As we plan for, as you can see today, the turnout hasn't been good. Today, for us to deliver what we intend to deliver to the PMV owners and the drivers especially, people who actually commit or violate certain traffic laws in the city. There's a lot of abuse and breach of traffic laws, especially by our PMV operators and taxis. Everybody in the city knows exactly the current circumstances, how PMVs have been running around very, very disobedient. There's no discipline, there's no respect for rule of law and order. Especially in terms of PMVs, the way that they maneuver around in city. The meeting that we're trying to hold here is about telling them about what mechanisms or strategies we're going to use to control the behavior and attitude of the taxi drivers and the PMVs, because they are main offenders.
A concerned MedSoup Sika further appealed to all PMV bus owners and operators and taxi drivers to make time available next week to attend the meeting. Lindy Suharupa, National EMTV News.
Port Moresby General Hospital, in partnership with the National Capital Districts Commission, conducted a second mass burial at the 9 Mile Cemetery on unclaimed bodies at the Port Moresby General Hospital morgue. The burial took place late yesterday afternoon.
30 adults, 19 babies and 28 body parts were buried at the 9 Mile Cemetery in Port Moresby. These unclaimed bodies have been recorded and kept in the morgue from August to December of 2022. The first mass burial took place on January 4th this year, where a total of 81 bodies were buried. They were from the period of March to July of 2022. Before the burial, for the first time, the chaplaincy services team from Port Moresby General Hospital held a graveside service for the unclaimed bodies before laying them to rest. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
The visa processing centre for Papua New Guinea in Fiji will be returned to Port Moresby with the aim of approving 75% of incoming visa applications within 2 weeks. This has been described as a major milestone in Australia-PNG relations. The announcement was made by Australian Foreign Minister Senator Penny Wong during the 29th Australia-PNG Ministerial Forum in Canberra, Australia last week.
One of the main discussions during the forum was on visa-related issues, with both foreign ministers of Australia and PNG acknowledging that quality of timely visa were an important underpinning of bilateral ties, hence the agreement to open in-country visa processing in PNG. This was alluded to by PNG's Foreign Affairs and National Events Minister, Justin Kachenko. This agreement is in line with both countries' prime ministers' earlier discussions. Issues relating to immigration were also discussed between Australian Minister for Immigration Richard Giles and his PNG counterpart and Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso. The Australian federal government has reduced the visa processing time for PNG nationals coming into Australia. However, more work still needs to be done. This was alluded to by Richard Giles, Australia's Minister for Immigration. He further said they will aim to process 75% of visitors' applications within 14 days, which, according to Minister Giles, is a huge step forward towards facilitating efficient relationships towards individuals and between both countries. In thanking the Australian government, Deputy Prime Minister and Labour and Immigration Minister John Rosso also announced that PNG will issue multiple entry of short-term visas for 12 months to Australian businesses who wish to enter the country. Rosso further announced that to reciprocate that, PNG will also do a 14 days visa processing for Australians in PNG. Lindy Suharupa, National MTV News.
Minister for Foreign Affairs Justin Tachenko co-chaired the 29th Australia-Papua New Guinea Ministerial Forum with his Australian Foreign Affairs counterpart Senator Penny Wong in Canberra, Australia on Friday before the forum proceeded. A Business Council breakfast was held at the Australian National Parliament House, attended by Minister Tachenko, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Immigration John Rosso, other state PNG ministers including High Commissioner to Australia John Cully. High on the agenda of the forum was the Comprehensive Strategic and Economic Partnership, Security Cooperation, Bilateral Security Treaty, Maritime Security and Climate Change. Also included on the agenda were trade and investment, agriculture, visa access, infrastructure, health and education, and sports. In his opening remarks, Minister Tachenko stressed the importance of finalizing negotiations of the bilateral security treaty of both countries. The 29th Australia-PNG Ministerial Forum was attended by 16 ministers from Papua New Guinea and 9 ministers from the Australian government. Mount Hagen Open MP and Minister for State Enterprises William Duma has dispelled rumours about his health condition. He came clear on this recently in Mount Hagen during the swearing-in of Mount Hagen City Authority board members.
Minister Duma, who got sworn in as the chairman of Mount Hagen City Authority, took the opportunity to clarify to the local leaders and the people of Mount Hagen and Western Highlands Province. He said he was perplexed to hear rumors being circulated around the district and province that he was in critical condition. The fifth-term MP said he is able and well doing his job as the mandated leader of the people.
God is our resolve. I'm still I'm alive and kicking. I am ready to take on the world for our province and our country this year.
He also told the local level government presidents and ward councillors to tell the people that he is fine and in good health. Minister Duma urged those spreading false rumors to refrain from misleading the people. Florence John Duo, National MTV News.
National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Start your day the smart way with the new Smart Start Breakfast Biscuit. Whether you are busy or on a budget, Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits gives you a healthy and affordable breakfast to set you up for school or play. Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits are fortified with essential vitamins for body or brain health. They contain vitamin A for healthy growth and development, vitamin B6 for healthy metabolism, immune system and brain development, and vitamin B12 for nerve and cell health. Proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Roots Back to School promotion ni come begin. Mi plaga 300,000 kina wet lo cash prizes lo give him away. Buy him 10 kg Roots medium grain rice, cut him secol front blow bag where you got product information, write him name, na number lo box lo secol, na put him lo entry box inside lo participating store. Buy got all fortnightly draw long 1,000 kina, na 5,000 kina major draw long 1 region. Promotion by Pennies long 6th April 2023. No can miss out. Hurry up na enter him display promotion. Roots rice, good play rice, good play price.
My children are ready to return to school. The 2023 school year starts on Monday, 30th January. Are you and your children ready? School is for everyone. It is important that all our children go to school. Going to school is important for your child's future. Education gives children more opportunities. Talk to your child about any worries they have about going to school. Starting or returning to school is exciting, but it can also make us a little worried. Speak to the teacher if you feel your child needs extra support. You know your child best, and their teacher can look out for them. Help your child get ready each day for school. Make sure they have their books, pillow, bag, and a healthy snack.
The IPI Group is PNG's most innovative, dynamic, and diverse logistics company, totally focused on delivering outstanding service. Our diversified divisions span from major warehousing, bulk fuel and road transport, to large-scale commercial catering. The IPI Group of companies will be your partner, supplying tailor-made logistics solutions.
Have you seen what's happening out there? Have you even bothered to look?
They need to be reminded of the order of things. Turn them on each other.
If I do this, I do it as a man.
But you are not just a man.
Clash of the Titans, 10 p.m. tonight, right here on your number one to watch, MTV.
You're watching National MTV News. The PNG Tourism Promotion Authority presented a cheque of 20,000 kina to retired Major General Jerry Singirok to support him with his travel to Los Angeles. While presenting the cheque, the CEO for PNG TPA, Eric Mossman, said this is to show their appreciation that this book has gained international interests, which will promote PNG.
Eric Mossman thanked retired Major General Jerry Singirok for his effort. He says this will showcase our beautiful country, and PNG TPA is more than happy to support him with this 20,000 kina for his travel expenses.
And I've read about it in media, and I saw that he's a Papua New Guinea senior man doing all of this and trying to go to Hollywood himself. So something that Papua New Guinea has done, and we feel that it's necessary that we at least support him in a small way. So TPA has come on board to just giving him some allowances and incidental of 20,000 kina to assist him as he goes to America to pitch his book. Mr. Singirok, we wish you all the best for the endeavor, and we know that if it is a success, it will showcase our beautiful country in a very unprecedented level, and we wish you all the best, and we know that with God all things are possible, so it should be right.
Retired Major General Jerry Singirok said he is really privileged and humbled as a soldier to continue serving the country with dignity and honor to promote PNG. He says regardless of the chaos state and failed state institutions, we still have good men and women to serve this country.
I'd like to promote Papua New Guinea. I'm really, really humbled to be a soldier.
Absolutely.
And still able to contribute to make sure that we live in a very, very peaceful place in the Pacific, because God has blessed us with so much.
Absolutely.
And it's up to us to manage them and to protect them.
He also announced that HBO presenter has booked him for 20 minutes to talk to the American audience about this book that he will also promote PNG.
HBO presenter Logan Crawford has booked me for 20 minutes to talk to the American audience. In my possession, I'm from Madang, I'm from Kakar Island. I've got a flag from Madang. I've got a Papua New Guinea flag, and I will make sure that I will be at Hollywood, and I will make sure I send you the best photos.
Thank you.
To compensate for the assistance that you've given.
He said he was privileged to be funded by his colleague in Australia, London, and also by Prime Minister's Department and Department of State Enterprises to publish his book. As a token of appreciation, retired Major General Jerry Singarok presented 10 copies of his book to the PNG TPA. His book cost 390 kina at Theodist and 350 kina at Office Works. Esther Gane, National EMTV News. The
University of Goroka has come up with a strategic plan to do a major restructure in the courses and programs that they offer. The strategic plan was presented to the Vice-Chancellor for the University of Goroka, Dr. Teng Waninge, by Chancellor Joe Wemming at Gateway Hotel in Port Moresby yesterday.
The University of Goroka was established in the year 1961 as a teachers' college, and later in the year 1997 it became a university. The university is known for training and teaching secondary school teachers for the last 25 years. They also offer other courses apart from the teaching courses. As per the Chancellor for the University, Joe Wemming, the university will now refocus on training quality teachers.
Look at our existing programs and ask the question, are we offering quality teacher training courses? Are we, now question 2, are we producing quality teachers? Question 3, are we meeting the demand of our teachers, secondary teachers in the country?
Wemming highlighted that they have come up with 11 key areas to work on to improve the training of the teachers.
We want to conduct audit on the existing programs.
They came up with the restructural plan after a decision was made in a council meeting in December of 2021. Dr. Waninga says that the University of Goroka has an important responsibility to play, and that is to educate students to be teachers. He says that the first thing they are doing is academic audit on the courses and programs that are being offered at the university.
There are so many programs. Some of the programs that we have are content, like history, political science. There are some programs that we have that students go through to do 4 years, and then they come back to do postgraduate diploma. Because there's no other way to do a complete teacher training program. Students are forced to do all these other content courses, and then later they put a demand and say, well, we came to University of Goroka, we're supposed to be teachers.
Dr. Waninga further elaborated that the restructure will now look at a model called 3+1.
We've got a 4-year program for education. We get courses, bit of courses, foundation year in year 1, and then content education, and then into final year we concentrate on education. But now we want to, with this restructure, we want to do 3+1. That means 3 years of content, and then 1 year of education.
The main aim behind the academic audit is to achieve relevancy, marketability, and quality in the students that the university graduates every year. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
In a restructure plan that was presented yesterday to the Vice-Chancellor for UOG, Dr. Teng Waninga, one of the key issues discussed was the students to take English courses as compulsory courses all throughout the 4 years of studying. This is to help them to become better English speakers and writers when going out to the field as teachers.
Thank you, Council members and
the key areas that was discussed to step up the training for the students at the University of Goroka was for them to take up English courses.
Increase English enrichment courses throughout the 4 years. They must know how to read, understand, they must comprehend. All the skills of the English language will be put into the 4 years so that when students come out, they at least know how to read and write and speak well. With the Facebook and all the other social media, you will see people are writing half sentences, not complete. So our university, the role is to make sure that they learn those skills to write properly. And that's what we want to do through the restructure.
Dr. Waninga says the course has been offered to few of the students who want to be specialized in that field. But with the restructure, English lessons will be taught to all the students throughout the 4 years of studies.
We want to, as Chancellor said, English spoken, written, analytical skills, English language as a subject. We have not concentrated on that. We offered that course to few of the students who wanted to specialize. But
this will now help in improving the English of university students who are training to become high or secondary school teachers. UOG has 18 centers throughout the country and 2 in the Pacific, which is in Vanuatu and the Solomon Islands. They are planning to step up their centers in Western, Eastern Britain, Manus and Gulf Province. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
The George Brown Memorial Church had their induction program today by welcoming their new Reverend Minister Emmanuel Joe Tobung and his family. Reverend Emmanuel Tobung will serve the church for the next 3 years.
The church area at Gereu Stage 1 in Port Moresby was fully packed with church members, elders, Chairman, Church Secretary, and the former MP for Rabaul, Dr. Alan Marat, who is also a church elder.
We ought to proclaim the faith.
In the dedication speech, Dr. Alan Marat told the congregation that serving God is a priority for all believers.
You are challenged. I am challenged to come out from our comfort zones and to stand on the word of God, preach the gospel. This world will never end in anything good. The world is full of sin. Let's face it. And that's the truth. And unless we hearken to the word of God, we will continue to sin.
The chairman for George Brown Memorial Church, David Joseph, said this church was established 25 years ago and it has induction programs every 3 years.
Today we just witnessed one of the big events in the United Church in the North Port Moresby Circuit and the New Britain region. Basically, around this time of the year, this movement of all the reverends being posted out to different congregation, and what the induction today is just part of that process to settle them into their new post.
The new Reverend Minister Emmanuel Tombum said this is his first time to come out to big churches in cities like this. He said, with God, he is looking forward to serve the people in this church with the word of God.
It's my first time, it is my first time to be in a congregation since I was I graduated from Rarongo Theological College. My entire ministry I spent in the school, the church colleges, but now it is my first time to be in a congregation in this type of setting, especially in the urban setting.
The Judge Secretary Wesley Bites said he joined the Judge few years ago, and this is the first induction program that he has witnessed. He said they will work together with the new Reverend Minister to serve the people of God in the church.
For every new postings that the servants of God are posted through any part in Papua New Guinea, they go through this ritual of ordination into the church, both from the family and the church.
Estagane, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after a break. Stay with us.
Share the love with Gullah Ice Cream, Gullah Cone Ice Creams, Gullah Stick Ice Creams, and Gullah Classic Tub Ice Creams. Happiness begins with the Gullah range of fun flavors which create taste adventures and excitement with every bite. Treat yourself. Share with a friend while chilling. The whole family will enjoy. Everyone has their favorite. Which one is yours? Share the love with Gullah Ice Creams.
Gullah Gullah Yum. Roots Back to School promotion ni come again. Mi plaga 300,000 kina wet lo cash prizes lo give him away. Buy him 10 kg Roots medium grain rice, cut him secol front blow bag where you got product information, write him name, na number lo box lo secol, na put him lo entry box inside lo participating store. Buy got all fortnightly draw long 1,000 kina, na 5,000 kina major draw long 1 region. Promotion by Pennies long 6th April 2023. No can miss out. Hurry up na enter him display promotion. Roots rice, good play price.
It is our responsibility to show our pupils that their career can make a genuine impact to the world. We inspire studies to enhance professional profiles to suit valid employment convenience and promote learning out your skills, talents, and interests translate into possible job or careers. Our student quality improvement centers on their needs, offering job-oriented certificates and diplomas in professional business courses, OHSS courses levels 1 to 4, plant operator and motor vehicle driving courses, computing, IT and business courses for school leavers, grade 10s, 12s and the working class. MAPEX Training Institute is recognized by the EARST. Enrollments are now open for plant operator and driving courses and professional business courses in 2023. For more information, call us on 7311-4968 or 323-2063 or email info@mapexpng.com. MAPEX Training Institute desires the need to change, innovate and require everyone a special contribution.
Possible is to rebuild our domestic economy.
The kind of questions the government needs to start, answering.
From health, education, infrastructure, mining, the country's natural resources, housing, national security, the natural disasters and the recovery response. The wins and the losses are among many of the growing concerns in Papua New Guinea. In Focus turns its spotlight on these varying issues, joined by experts on the panel for some in-depth discussion, underline the concerns and bring it to the forefront the actions needed to be taken as a result.
It comes down to the awareness of electoral process.
The students don't know how to put the issue, so they would ask for information on what's the service about.
The importance of a body that provides access to justice.
Finding a property that you wish to purchase. It takes a very long time.
I'm Malcolm Wyra. Join us Monday night at 7 as we cast a spotlight on the unemployment rate on a steep rise in the country.
Welcome back to National EMTV News. Former PNG Army Commander Major General Jerry Singirok, who will go before 7 Hollywood movie directors to pitch his book titled A Matter of Conscience, Operation Rouse Him Quick, for the Hollywood screens in Los Angeles next week. Major General Jerry Singirok says he has the copyright for this book to become a movie. Therefore, he will be officially informed if one of the 7 movie companies enters into a contract.
This book was launched on the 20th of October last year by the Governor-General Sir Bob Dadai. In November of 2022, as a member of the Australian Defence Interest Group, retired Major General Jerry Singirok also launched this book in Brisbane. Retired Major General Jerry Singirok will be the first Papua New Guinean to have his book pitched for the Hollywood screens. He said his book is among the very few books to be identified for books to screen in Hollywood. He added that this means that any Papua New Guinean in any field can write good stories.
November last year, my publishers took my book to Miami Book Fair. It's the largest book fair in America. And they marketed my book. And my book withstood very, very hard bargaining, scrutiny, and it was listed as one of the top 120 books in the world. And by December this last year, it was reduced to 72, and it still withstood the elimination. And I was gladly informed that my book is amongst the very few books to be identified for book to screen in Hollywood.
He said this book captures everything that started in March of 1997 till the death of late Prime Minister Sam Michael Somare. As a commander of the PNG Defence Force, in the late 1990s he was in charge of the army during the Bougainville crisis. He said at that time the government of Sir Julius Jan secretly engaged the Sandline mercenary group led by former British SAS officer Tim Spicer to eliminate the Bougainville Revolutionary Army leadership. He said he disobeyed the government and threw the Sandline operatives out of PNG, an action that led to the overthrow of the Jan Iverta government and the escalation of hostilities on Bougainville and signing of a peace agreement under the late Prime Minister, late Bill Skate.
When I joined the army, it was 1975 was independent. Up until the Bougainville crisis, it's all covered in here. And then the passing of Grand Chief. And what are we experiencing today? I exposed part 2 of my book about all the corrupt deals, 2009 finance inquiry. It's all in here. I've listed names of people who've stolen millions and they're still free out there.
Estagane, National EMTV News.
Moving to overseas news now, the death toll from Cyclone Gabriel in New Zealand has climbed to 11 as thousands of people remain missing a week after the storm struck the country's North Island.
It's really shocking to see the scale of the damage here in Napier. Now, it's been several days since Cyclone Gabriel hit this area, and yet the mud is still up to our ankles and much deeper in other places. But if you actually look behind me, you can see the flood line on the roof of the shed just there, so well above my head, and just some terrifying stories of escape coming out of this area. The flood tore through this entire road. There are hundreds of dead sheep, and the smell is quite overwhelming in some places. Now, the owner of this property, Chris, who's given us permission to be here, he runs an orchard, a kiwi fruit orchard behind us. He says that it has had mud all through it, silt all through it, and he was only a couple of weeks out from harvest, and the losses will be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
We've had storms in Cyclone Bowler, which was close to us having to evacuate, but it did not do this or anything like it. It flooded and got very wet, but we made our way through it and survived it. This is devastating for lots of people. I've been a worker all my life. Now I've got no work. I had about 3 businesses going and the rental, so I won't be doing any of that now. And I've just got to come to terms with it. So that's all there is to it.
Now, the emergency here in New Zealand is far from over. The power is being slowly restored to some communities. There are still a handful of communities that are isolated due to roads which have been cut due to landslides and other flooding. And there are still thousands of people here in New Zealand unaccounted for, and police say they hold grave fears for a handful of those.
Cleanup efforts are continuing across Greatest Sydney as the city recovers from last night's thunderstorm.
Of New South Wales causing falling trees and power outages from the Hunter down to the Illawarra. More than 12,000 people are still without power across eastern New South Wales, with strong winds causing much of the damage.
The main feature of these thunderstorms was, of course, their gusty winds. We had 106 km/h gust at Moss Vale and 93 km/h at Sydney Airport, and a lot of further gusts, not quite reaching that damaging winds threshold, but nonetheless causing damage right across those areas with, trees and branches fallen, a lot of properties damaged, and even more properties without power.
Additional crews have been deployed to northwest metro areas to help with the cleanup, but strong winds are not expected to return, with the storm system pushing up the coast.
We are still expecting a risk of thunderstorms in New South Wales today, but not hitting the Sydney area. That risk is mainly going to be in northeastern parts of the state, pushing into southern inland Queensland as well. We could see some damaging winds or large hail across those northeastern and, inland northern parts of New South Wales today, but the risk across the Sydney area has eased today.
The death toll from earthquakes that struck Turkey and Syria last week has now grown to more than 46,000.
Well, these are trucks that are being loaded up with aid, going to be crossing here in Turkey over to northwest Syria. The border is just a few hundred metres down towards my right, and these trucks will be going to the hardest hit earthquake areas in the rebel-held parts of northwest Syria. We know that these international supplies are really desperately needed. We've seen what's being loaded up here today. It includes medical supplies. It includes food and water. We've seen kitchen equipment, sleeping equipment, basins for people to be able to wash their hands and body in, so sanitisation methods. All of this equipment and all of these supplies is now going over to be delivered into northwest Syria. It's crucial that this aid reaches there because there has been an extreme lack of aid and rescue support that has gone into that region since the earthquake struck last week. It's because northwest Syria is a rebel-held area. It's been involved in a civil war with the Syrian government for more than a decade, which has meant that getting aid into that area has been severely hampered because the Syrian government has been putting restrictions on who can go in there and what can go in there. So, for example, here in Turkey, we've seen thousands of rescuers come from across the world to provide support and rescue operations. That's just not physically possible. They're not physically allowed to go into northwest Syria. So it is crucial that this aid now goes in there.
When you have an earthquake at the scale of this crisis affecting two countries, the challenge is just, it's inconceivable really. Since we've been able to get trucks over, we've had 192 trucks go over.
And crucially, the United Nations has struck a deal with the Syrian government of Bashar al-Assad to allow more aid to go through not only the checkpoint that is right near us here, but two other checkpoints that have just been opened up within the last week. That should allow more aid to go in there for at least the next 6 months. The United Nations says they are desperately trying to ramp up the number of trucks that go through these checkpoints, but it will take some time, and they expect this sort of aid operation will continue for many months.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Accept the challenge. Choose PNG's favorite purified bottled water. True Wara, 100% PNG made.
Proudly bottled by Paradise Foods.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, We pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
Hello PNG, fall in love with Telecom's new cheap home data plans. The best value data plans in PNG. There's a data plan to suit every budget. 12 gigabytes for 15 kina, 50 gigabytes for 50 kina, 80 gigabytes for 75 kina, 125 gigabytes for 100 kina, or 200 gigabytes for an incredible 150 kina only. Subscribe now to enjoy. Applicable to ADSL, GPON and FWB. Only with Telecom, the home of cheap data plans.
EMTV's Vocal Fusion is soon to kick off its season 10. With 9 successful seasons under its belt,
shake me down to the paradise.
EMTV's Vocal Fusion will once again take centre stage, celebrating its 10th season anniversary.
Hi, I'm Tehila Benova, Grand Final winner of Season 3 Lay Represent. I have learned so much from my experiences in Season 3, mainly mentally and vocally. So I encourage viewers to take part and to keep an eye out for audition dates when Vocal Fusion comes to Lay. A massive big thank you to EMTV's Vocal Fusion partners who have been with the show throughout the years. Congratulations EMTV's Vocal Fusion in coming a long way and making it to its season 10.
EMTV's Vocal Fusion, the Big 10, coming to you soon in 2023.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. In the return leg of the OFC Champions League, the Hekari United FC defeated the Lay City FC 2-0 yesterday at the Sir John Guys Stadium in Port Moresby.
The first half of the tournament saw both sides missing several scoring opportunities where they departed the playing field scoreless at the sound of the opening half siren. In the second half, it was the Hekari side that came back with sizable dominance, which secured a 2-goal victory for them as the Lay City side lost to the playoff, scoring no goal at all as the full-time siren rang. A super excited Hekari United General Manager Voni Capinato was overjoyed when airing her emotions to EMTV's Trukai Sports following their win.
Firstly, we congratulate Lay City is one of our big senior team and they've been representing us. And I can recall that through us, they came in as a second team in the Champions League. Then COVID came on, they just only have one team. And for me, I'm very proud about that. If you look at the work we have done for this young team, I don't know how to describe that. It's a kind of feeling that I hardly believe that, because when we made it to the Champions League in my past with our senior team, they're all senior boys. Looking at all these 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, that really satisfying. And to me, I congratulate my boys, the coaching staff. These are my former players that played in the Champions League. Now they are leading these young boys to the Champions League again.
Mrs. Capinato also dedicated the win to her daughters and extended it to their supporters and fans and the Hekari team all combined.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to all our families, our supporters, and thank you for even all our critics. We thank them too. Gave us a lot of strength to carry on and move on. And once again to all our families that have been there. And I want to take a special thank you to my two daughters. They saw the game. They were in the States, one in Solomon Islands. I cried because they were helping me and supporting me day one. So loved both of them.
Lay City FC head coach Bob Momis, following their loss in the OFC Champions League, identified that his side comprises mostly of aging footballers, and that is where his target area of improvement will be centered in ahead of season 2023.
No, I think we just have to recruit young boys, young players, just to fill the gap. We have old players there, and we need to replace them. So we have a lot of work to do, especially in terms of our midfield and the defense. I need to just find good players to fill the gap. Most of our players now are aging out, so I just need to go back and strengthen the team again.
Now, following the return leg playoff yesterday, the Lay City side will now head back to their camp in Ley Morbe province as they prepare for the NSL 2023 season. As per Oceania Football Confederation, Hacker United FC will now be representing PNG Football Association and our country, Papua New Guinea, in the OFC Champions League come May in Vanuatu. Lisa Puni, True Kai Sports.
The Bougainville Professional Boxing Tournament and Charity Gala Dinner will be hosted in Arawa on Saturday, the 8th of April 2023. In a joint statement with Minister for Bougainville Affairs and National Gaming and Control Board, Manasseh Makiba, Regional Member Peter Chamalili Jr. was pleased to announce Bougainville Affairs and National Gaming and Control Board as the foundation sponsors of the event series.
The Bougainville Pro Boxing Tournament and Charity Gala Dinner will be hosted on Saturday the 8th of April 2023 at the Arawa Secondary School lawn in the autonomous region of Bougainville. Notable guests who will be in attendance to witness the event will be ministers and members of parliament. The draws and the list of potential fighters is yet to be released, but the tournament anticipates to see boxers from both Arab and PNG, including the Solomon Islands. The main purpose of this event is to promote unity through this sporting code so as to encourage tourism and generate income opportunities for Arab. Part of the financial benefits from this tournament will go to the local, such as the Arawa Hospital and Secondary School. Lisa Pune, True Kai Sports.
Defending premiers of the JT9's tournament, Vadavada United, who started their training last week, will take the field on Tuesday as they look forward to defending their 2019 title. Defending champions of JT9's 2019 to 2020, Vadavada United, after 2 years of waiting due to COVID-19, will finally defend their title next week. Trained under experienced coach Raymond Michael, he is confident the team will do well, especially having started their training weeks ahead of the tournament.
Thank you, Long. Vadavada United Club, Long invited me as a coach, Long team, Long all. This year, 2023, because thank you, Long Stephen Francis, Long welcoming me to the team now. Me got belief and me got trust in by me carrying team go good.
He said having worked on weak areas identified during their training sessions, the team is ready to go and defend their title. He said having a few experienced players in the team, there is no reason why the team should not be able to do well in the tournament. President for Vadavada United, Stephen Francis, said he is confident the team will bring home the title.
Girls know me 2 times premiership law, JT9's competition, all Holim Cup stuff. So now all preparation law. Just this week, next week law. This is competition. Not defending.
For coach Raymond Michael, having brought his team, the White House Sisters, to winning 12 consecutive matches, he is confident the team will do well come game day as the team looks forward to defending their 2019 Premiership title. Coach for Vadavada United, Raymond Michael, is calling on PNG NRL and PNG RFL to look into providing equal opportunity for women. He said an inter-city competition needs to look into having women as well. Having coached various rugby league teams in the city, winning coach Raymond Michael, who was given the opportunity to coach a new women's rugby league team, Vada United, said the level of skills displayed by women is that of the men and that they should be given similar opportunities as their male counterparts.
Me got people thinking long, promoting all girls where we said only been selected now. All stop nothing Laos. It's like me planning to push them all through now. Because Mary na man and different. If suppose me push him all man, that's all. You can push him Mary too. In the rugby league. So to play one kind. So that's why me trying to push him all girls through the rugby league now. Support him all, multi-all, being time lo future lo rugby league. So that me can PNG can look forward to come up rugby league player international level.
He added that PNG NRL should try to at least include women's teams to be also part of the intercity tournament so that equal opportunity and pathway is provided for female rugby league players.
Aside lo women's rugby league, we look also me play too down to mass because me play no got intercity levels. We play selecting all very through long all clubs games na. For me more kids na, this me no good plateau. So me appeal me long national rugby league long. Only must get one intercity team, women's intercity team law. Rugby league blue me, the PNG. Wipers must get women's rugby league, Wipers, Calviso, Lay Snakes, Tigers, Engem Yokes. Any intercity club must get women's rugby league club too. That's what me trying to push him through now. Me look forward to this. Make sure me must try now. Me happy long all national rugby league law. Look forward to this all. Something.
Raymond said while a handful of women in the team are former Orchids players, an opportunity to expose great female rugby league players should be looked into. Raymond is urging PNG NRL and PNG RFL to at least provide an opportunity or avenue for female rugby league players in the country so they can also get a chance to not only play overseas but get to sign a contract as well. Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
They're gold nuggets. There's a flavor for everyone. The best tasting snack. Get a burst of gold nuggets. Cheese flavor.
Mega wow.
Chicken flavor.
Mega wow.
Cheese onion flavor.
Mega wow.
Barbecue flavor. Mega wow.
When you're on the go, one more. One more.
Get that burst of gold nuggets flavor.
Mega wow.
Hello PNG, fall in love with Telecom's new cheap mobile data plans. Get 1 gigabyte for 3 kina, 2 gigabytes for 5 kina, 5 gigabytes for 10 kina, 15 gigabytes for 30 kina, 35 gigabytes for 55 kina, 80 gigabytes for 100 kina, or an unbelievable 120 gigabytes for only 150 kina. That's just 1 kina 25 toya per gigabyte. Dial *777# now for the best value data plans in PNG. Only with Telecom, the home of cheap data plans.
Strong like you, smart like me.
I hope they don't break.
Now surely look his son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus thread. Should I try them on you?
No, please. I'll take them.
Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
It's the kind of magic. Magic.
Have you seen what's happening out there? Have you even bothered to look?
They need to be reminded of the order of things. Turn them on each other.
If I do this, I do it as a man.
But you are not just a man.
Clash of the Titans, 10 p.m. tonight, right here on your number one to watch, MTV.
Join us every Thursdays at 7 p.m. A very good night, viewers, and we bring you all your sporting updates. domestic and international, stories of different athletes and sports debates.
Where did they sign off on you to be censored?
Right here on your number one to watch EMTV.
Roots Back to School promotion ni come begin. Mi plaga 300,000 kina wetlo cash prizes lo give him away. Buy him 10 kg Roots medium grain rice, cut him secol front blow bag where you got product information, write him name, na number lo box lo secol, na put him lo entry box inside lo participating store. Buy got all fortnightly draw blong 1,000 kina, na 5,000 kina major draw long 1-1 region. Promotion by Pennies long 6th April 2023. No can miss out. Hurry up na enter him display promotion. Roots rice, good play rice, good play price.
You're watching Trukai Sports. Moving to overseas sports, and Australia has progressed through the group stage of the T20 Cricket World Cup undefeated, prevailing over host South Africa by 6 wickets.
Aussies restricted the tournament host to 6 for 124 after winning the toss and choosing to bowl after losing some early wickets. Talia McGrath's 57 off 33 and Ashley Gardner's 28 off 29 ensured Australia reeled in the total inside 16 overs. They sit on top of the Group 1 standings on 8 points and will now wait for the outcome of the 5 remaining group matches.
Talia was excellent. Ash as well. They sort of just summed up the conditions really quickly and then put the pressure back on South Africa, which is what we talk about a lot. And they got some world-class bowlers, South Africa, and they put us under pressure, and to respond like that was certainly very special.
Melbourne Victory has beaten Melbourne City 3-2 in a thriller in the A-League men's competition.
Title after beating the Penrith Panthers 13 points to 12 in a thriller at Penrith last night. After trailing 10-0 at half-time, a late Brian To'o try and a Nathan Cleary conversion levelled the scores, forcing Golden Point. Lewis Dodd then slotted a field goal to ensure Saints would leave Australia as champions. Earlier, the Rabbitohs defeated the Dragons 42 points to 24 in their Charity Shield clash at Mudgee. The Broncos beat the Cowboys 20 points to 18 on the Sunshine Coast.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Roots Back to School promotion ni come begin. Mi plaga 300,000 kina wetlo cash prizes lo give him away. Buy him 10 kg Roots medium grain rice, cut him secol front blow bag where you got product information, write him name, na number lo box lo secol, na put him lo entry box inside lo participating store. Buy got all fortnightly draw blong 1,000 kina, na 5,000 kina major draw long 1-1 region. Promotion by Pennies long 6th April 2023. No can miss out. Hurry up na enter him display promotion. Roots rice, good play rice, good play price.
Strong like you, smart like me.
I hope they don't break.
Now surely Luki's son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus thread. Should I try them on you?
No, please. I'll take them.
Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
Sick COVID-19 and stop yet long Papua New Guinea.
There is a high risk of contracting COVID-19 even today.
No can lose ting long behind him passing long stop long way long narapla.
No can lose ting long wasim go tan belong you.
Always remember to wear a face mask. Wear a mask when you are out in public, out with family, and when attending an event. Remember your face mask.
Wasim go tan belong you.
Behind him passing long stop long way long narapla.
Abrosim sick COVID-19.
Start
Start your day the smart way with the new Smart Start Breakfast Biscuit. Whether you are busy or on a budget, Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits gives you a healthy and affordable breakfast to set you up for school or play. Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits are fortified with essential vitamins for body or brain health. They contain vitamin A for healthy growth and development, vitamin B6 for healthy metabolism, immune system and brain development, and vitamin B12 for nerve and cell health. Proudly made by Paradise Foods.
House and Home highlights various details of family living and lifestyle, such as cooking, leisure sports, fitness, fashion, sewing, and projects you can do yourself for the betterment of your home. Join us every Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. only on your number one to watch, EMTV.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
For the forecast for the next 24 hours, Southern region, Port Moresby and Popondetta, possible patchy rain. In the Momase region, Ley, few overnight showers. Banimo, partly cloudy with possible few showers. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau and Buka, cloudy periods with few showers. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, Mendi and Wabeg, cloudy periods with few showers.
The update was proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Sunday, the 19th of February 2023. From the entire news team, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.